the voice. Actually, the day came where I could walk to the shed with the intention of pulling out the yellow, recumbent, low rider bicycle. Well, it did not come so far. Before I could even grasp the doorknob, I heard a loud and intense yelling. No, not that yellow bike. I was baffled. There was nobody around me. Who said that? Silence. All right, a strange incident, but apparently I just fooled myself. Again, I approached the doorknob in order to fulfill my intention, but again, this yelling voice, and if possible, this time even louder. No, not that yellow bike. Once again, I was baffled, but this time I was able to localize the voice. It came from within me. My body spoke with me. No, wrong. There was no resembling of speaking with. My body yelled at me, commanding me to stay off my newest acquisition. With the painful weeks of immobility fresh in mind, I hesitated. I realized that this voice was neither to be silenced nor overheard anymore. I understood that if I wanted to have the slightest possibility to get on that bike, I had to proceed with utmost care and sensibility. I switched to the best diplomatic tone within my capacity and started negotiating. It turned out that my person, my body, or whoever I was dealing with was not out of reach. But the terms were clear. I was forced to realize that the way I had treated him, my body, throughout the years was no longer acceptable, was not livable, was not to be tolerated anymore. I heard words like ignorance and abuse. Well, I had no choice but to realize that some of my habits were far from charming. I understood that I had to elaborate on it. You see, when I, on a good day, had sun and wind speeding me and my bike up from behind, I might reach a very exciting cruising speed, and I felt the joy throughout my body. Me and my body. We came together in perfect unity, the expression of power and speed with this beautiful machine. But now to the downside, the habit which turned out to be so devastating was that in such ecstatic moments of unity and bliss, I found myself calculating with this speed. How far could I drive in 1 hour, in one day? No, a week. London, Paris, Moscow. Boom. All of a sudden, the magic of the moment was gone, and along with it all traces of joy. My companion, the body, turned totally acid. The rest of the trip back home was nothing but a pain in the ass. Over and over, I destroyed the longed for bliss with my stupidity, and eventually the shit had to hit the fan, and it did so hard that I'll never forget it. So now I had to negotiate a ceasefire, so to speak, and I was in no position to dictate the terms. The harsh conditions were declared to me. There would be no more adventures with this body without both parts enjoying the ride fully and equally. The thriving joy was the absolute minimum. Take it or leave it. Of course, It had been whispering for years, then speaking words of concern for a long time, before it became necessary to block my knee and start yelling at me. Being well aware that I am its master and Lord. To my body, I am the only one, the beloved. It obeys my every wish and order. It loves me to the point that it is willing to die for me. And many bodies die every day. Tragic deaths caused by people who are unaware, unwilling, or unable to take the moment and listen. With this story, I want to direct your attention to the voice of your body so that you may pay attention to it before things get really bad. But if they already did, do not be scared. It's never too late to pay attention. And fear does not help. It is never too late to give up on the stubbornness and start co-creating with your body. It's never too late to start loving yourself. Well, no, the person in picture 45, it's not me. However, this is the type of low rider, and this is the way I have been riding. This is from the German recumbent competition 2015. All right, this picture is exaggerated indeed. This is far worse than me. I never took part in a race. I'm far too lazy to ride like that. And by the way, far too many of the participants lose every time. I really dislike such terms. When I ride alone, I mostly win the race because I only compete with myself. That's fair, isn't it? Oh, yes, buddy. I know.